You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Road Rants for Black and White Sports. As we know, the ultimate virtue signaler is Colin Kaepernick. And there is a time when virtue signaling becomes dangerous and irresponsible. And this is one of those times. We've seen LeBron James do it with his rhetoric towards the police. And, of course, Colin Kaepernick started this shit show with his false narrative of police brutality and racial oppression. By the way, I'm pretty sure the Niners paid him $10 million one year. I'm a 49ers fan. I'm pretty sure I remembered that. But as he got involved with a girlfriend who introduced him to sociologist Harry Edwards, the poisoning began of Kaepernick. And of course, in part, in my opinion, Kaepernick is to fault for so much of the country burning to the ground. That's just, in my opinion, I'm not sure that's disputable. We talked about on a live stream yesterday, who are the top 5 SJWs that have ruined sports. Colin Kaepernick was my number one. Now look, in large part, Kaepernick feels irrelevant. But he did start this shit show, without a doubt. A shit show that has taken to the streets. A shit show that yesterday, I saw supporters from the MAGA rally get assaulted by the BLM. And he absolutely carries some responsibility for those kind of actions happening in this country. A dude that, by the way, I believe was adopted by 2 white parents. His narrative is dangerous. It has been. This just continues it. Colin Kaepernick calls for the release of convicted cop killer MUMIA ABU-JAMAL. Free MUMIA. This is from Fox News, and it is unbelievable. Colin Kaepernick made calls for the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office to release MUMIA ABU-JAMAL, a former member of the Black Panthers, who was convicted of killing a police officer in 1981 during a virtual news conference held by supporters Monday. The former 49ers quarterback argued that Abdul-Jamal's case in a video statement alleging that he was framed for killing the Philadelphia police officer, Daniel Faulkner. MUMIA has been in prison longer than I have been alive, Kaepernick said. Since 1981, MUMIA has maintained his innocence. His story has not changed. That is Kaepernick's words. During a routine traffic stop almost 39 years ago, Officer Faulkner stopped a vehicle belonging to Abdul-Jamal's younger brother, William Cook. The two got into a physical confrontation. Abdul-Jamal, who was in the vicinity, observed the fight, ran over and shot Faulkner in the back and later in the face. MUMIA was shot, brutalized, arrested, and chained to a hospital bed, according to Colin Kaepernick, before alleging that the police department tampered with evidence. He says, quote, "We're in the midst of a movement that says Black Lives Matter. If that's truly the case, then it means MUMIA's life and legacy must matter. And the causes that he sacrificed his life and freedom for must matter as well." Abdul-Jamal is currently serving out a life sentence before his case goes before the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Look, if the legal system comes out and determines that Abdul-Jamal, through further investigation, determines that he has been wrongfully convicted, that's one thing. But you're making irresponsible statements and assuming he is innocent, and that is dangerous. This is a convicted cop killer. Colin Kaepernick, this is repugnant. I would say, right offhand, this is the worst thing that Colin Kaepernick has ever come out with. This is possibly the most irresponsible thing Colin Kaepernick has ever come out with. Outside of defund the police, defund prisons. And this is why violence is taking place across the country. Look, he's part of the radical left. He's part of the radical BLM. He is the reason, in large part, that this country is burning to the ground. In certain places, Democratic leadership, Democratic Socialist, let's call the party what they now are, Democratic Socialist Party, is allowing it to happen. Colin Kaepernick has no idea if this guy is innocent or not. But he is out there in the public eye, running his mouth. Look, let's just be honest. Further celebration of criminals. I watched the video. Colin Kaepernick admires this guy. You can tell he does, and it's sick. He shot the officer in the back and in the face. At what point do we get back to true American values? We're not celebrating criminals, Colin Kaepernick. 73 million Americans said we are not celebrating criminals, including a historic Black and Hispanic Latino turnout. This is one of the most repugnant stories we have ever brought to you on Black and White Sports. It's so irresponsible. This is the sort of thing where the radical leftist agenda ratchets up a notch to something even more dangerous than it has already been. We're talking about a cop killer here. If the legal system determines that he is innocent, that is one thing. It's unbelievable. Tell us what you think, Black and White Sports fans, in the comment section below. Make sure you hit subscribe. I'm a 49ers fan. I'm ashamed I've ever rooted for this guy. He was phenomenal at one time. I remember some games against Green Bay, against New England, in New England. And I am completely appalled by what this fella has become. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.